Hey everyone, Neil Carlson here on Gateway Drive in Grand Forks, where an incident has just been resolved a short time ago. What happened was at 9 a.m. this morning, police were called to the Loaf and Jug around 42nd and Gateway Drive for a male in the bathroom who had been hanging around for a long time acting strangely. Police responded and sent him on his way. But that's when the male, according to police, now identified as 20-year-old Hunter Bellegarde, stepped in front of a bus out here on Gateway Drive. The bus driver had to swerve to avoid collision, and that's when police stepped in to arrest him, and a fight ensued. And thanks to a couple of iNewZ viewers, that fight was captured on video, in part thanks to Kelly Jo Berg. You can see officers here struggling with the suspect. This is Hunter Bellegarde of Grand Forks. A couple of officers struggling there. One of the officers during this incident did receive some minor injuries and drove himself to the ER to be treated. Now, this doesn't end right here. You'll be amazed at what happens next. It appears the struggle's over. But then off to the left, the suspect has taken off again, and the chase is back on. They're right out along Gateway Drive here. We'll get a better shot here in a moment. See, the officer's still in pursuit of the suspect, Hunter Bellegarde. Now, this is out on Gateway Drive. Bellegarde had jumped into the back of a pickup trying to get away. You can see officers around him. The person who shot the video said it appeared he may have broken the window in the pickup when he jumped into the back of it. But this is all about to end in a minute here as the Bellegarde is put under arrest. Again, a strange incident in Grand Forks today. Hunter Bellegarde facing numerous charges following an arrest on Gateway Drive in Grand Forks. Most people, when they go to work, don't have to get in a fight. And we see, not to pick on Grand Forks, but there's more and more drug arrests all over North Dakota, Minnesota, different towns.
Nationally, yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys finding yourselves in more altercations than you have in past years?
It's interesting. We do review our use of force, both per incident and then on an annual basis. And the recent trend that we've seen, not just this year, but in recent years, is the number of incidents involving force have gone up slightly, but the number of officers involved have gone up more so. So we might have more officers involved in a use of force, but they're also using less force than they're authorized to use. So there's safety in numbers. If there are more officers there, hopefully we don't have to use all of the force tools at our disposal.
Are you finding, I just looked at social media comments yesterday with people looking at that altercation out on Gateway. Well, why didn't they just handcuff them? But can you kind of explain to folks when someone's under use of maybe using drugs, they're a little bit more powerful than your average person?
Well, ideally, if we tell someone you're under arrest, turn around, place your hands behind their back, and they do, and we handcuff them, use of force is not required. So that's ultimately that's the goal. We want voluntary compliance. If people are inclined to fight, it is more difficult than one would imagine trying to get hands in a position to handcuff a combative person actively struggling, actively fighting with officers without injuring them. And nobody wants anybody to be injured.
Is it fair to say that in some cases, whatever type of drug they're on makes them a little bit, I shouldn't say superhuman, but they get more strength than a usual person would have?
I don't know that it's necessarily more strength. I think it might be mitigating any pain compliance. If they're not feeling discomfort, not feeling pain, it might seem like they're stronger than they normally are, simply because if something hurts, most of us stop doing it, and some people don't.
All right. So anyway, it can be a dangerous day on the job for you guys any time. It just.
Yep. No 2 days are the same, and you never know what you're going to get into.
Woman from Larimore, North Dakota, have been formally charged in an alleged very disturbing case of child neglect and abuse. 34-year-old Casey Lunsky is charged with felony child abuse and felony child neglect. 45-year-old Angela Lunsky has been charged with felony child neglect. According to court documents, 2 kids were the targets of Casey Lunsky's alleged abuse. The summary report says Casey Lunsky had a BB gun, and he would sometimes shoot both children with it. Casey Lunsky would pull one of the children's hair and walk around saying, "Look at my little dog." Casey Lunsky would grab one of the kids and hit her head and back on the wall. One of the victims told authorities the abuse happened almost every day. Court documents say the alleged abuse happened between January 1st of 2017 and November 3rd of 2017. A Grand Forks man is facing a felony charge after allegedly assaulting a female. According to court documents, the victim told police that she had been at a bar with Kurt John Johnson earlier in the day last Tuesday. They returned to her apartment and were listening to a particular song that Johnson didn't like. The victim told police that Johnson allegedly pushed her down by the throat on the couch and struck her in the face, and he held his hand over her mouth, making it difficult for her to breathe. Johnson has been charged with felony, aggravated assault, domestic violence. A Crookston woman says she's worried for her safety and her children's safety. She tells iNewZ that her estranged husband broke into her home last night and trashed the place. She was told by police that it may be questionable regarding what they can do about this situation, since legally they're still married. However, the suspect may have outstanding warrants against him. We'll keep you updated as to what happens with this story. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.